Hello, hello. It is me. I am your game master, Adam, and welcome to Cinematic Epic. The party's been through some rough times, through some hard knocks, some explosive backlashes, and some not so friendly fire. That's a fun little double entendre. You know what happened in the last episode, where spells were being thrown around, perhaps a bit careless. But before we hop into all of that recap and we bring the party in, a quick shout out to Tabletop Audio. Tabletop Audio is a wonderful app to help enrich and enhance the atmosphere of your sessions, whether they be at your kitchen table with your friends or online with your party and maybe some people that you've never met. Just adding in that little extra bit is so helpful. But to touch on our session last time, we ventured into a sprawling set of hallways and tunnels, dangerously cramped environments with goblins who were, well, not up to snuff to deal with our heroes. However, the party did encounter quite an awful entity towards the end. They were not able to deal with the Gorgon as she fled with the rest of her goblin compatriots. However, they were able to save quite a few people who were kept captive within the bowels of this dungeon-like environment. Though the fights didn't always go as planned, Tavish being the what's the best word? The accidental target of many a spell as he was blasted to and from. But we'll have to get his opinions on how all of that happened and maybe some different styles of teamwork that the party can put together as we bring the party in. Without further ado, let's do just that. Bring them on in. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey.
Hello, hello,
Hi. Hi.
Oh, baby. Here our wonderful party, and they're going to each introduce themselves to you just in case you are a first-time watcher and you don't really know who or what they're doing. So let's kick it off with Orlenna. How we doing?
Ooh, still alive. But I mean, look, that's an accomplishment. I feel every single time. So I'm going to say it as long as I can. But my name is Alicia. I play the character Orlenna. She is a quirky elf from the Elven Kingdom of Orvathius. Ooh, I love that. I haven't seen that.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's new for me. I'm loving it.
Oh, that's fancy. Look at there.
I love it. Oh, no, but she stands 5'10" tall. She has long, dark hair and bright violet-colored eyes that she can use to see in the dark. Her parents were killed at a young age, so she right now is basically on a mission to avenge her parents. That is her main goal. That's where she's here for. And in terms of battle, she is more so support. She heals when necessary with her magical muffins, and she also can use a bow and shoot from afar, which is pretty good with the bow. She has done a lot of traveling to get to where she's going. She still has a ways to go, and she's hoping that she is going the right way this time.
Hey, look, that's all we can ever hope for, is that the road we're traveling is the right one. But we have some other party members to introduce, so let's bring on in none other than Sequoia. Hey!
Hello. Ready to be back again. This is great. Hello, I am Jasmine. I play Sequoia. She is a half pixie, little orphan who was raised by Hedera, the queen of the forest. She is also, I guess, kind of on a quest of to avenge her, adoptive mother, not knowing what happened to her in the last campaign that we finished. So she's looking for answers, trying to find out what happened. People here know something and they're not saying what's going on. So she's gonna hunt it down. She's gonna find out the truth. Watching you.
I like it. She's got a goal. She's got a mission. She's sticking to it. And thankfully, last session, she was not the recipient of all the fire magic. Speaking of all the fire magic, let's bring in the one and only Tavish.
Oh. Hello, my name is Ian. I'm going to be playing Tavish this evening. Tavish is a warrior who stands about 6 foot tall, clad in armor, and of late, kind of getting a little bit tired of continuous fire magic being thrown around him in well-intentioned but hasty manner. But in all honesty, it's been a fun time, and Tavish is a little worn out. Sometimes the fire burns a little too hot. So we'll see how this next session unfolds.
Well, look, at the end of the day, what we can do is we can innovate, right? We just open up Tavish's armor a little bit, stick a couple, muffin ingredients, and then just have Epsilon, bake some muffins using you as the oven, whether you are in the armor or not. It kind of seems like what he wants to do anyway. Speaking of Epsilon, let's talk Epsilon. How we doing? How we doing?
I'm doing all right. My name is James, and I'll be playing Epsilon this evening. Epsilon's a half-dragon human. He's 6 feet tall as well. He has fangs, claws, a tail, and horns that crown his head. It's been an interesting couple sessions. He had the stress of all this crippling debt he's done to Crude. Out here trying to live his dreams, become a hero, and then trying to do the right thing. He felt like we were in serious danger, and then the magic just got away from him. He blew everybody up. So it's definitely in a hard way right now. Oh.
What can you say? What can you say? Sometimes you just try to force so much magic into one point that it pops. But we do have a quick little preamble to go through before we hop into the session. With the party out and running on traveling supplies using the cart and things like that, there is no change to any party member's goal. So everyone is as followed, he says, as he flips through his sheets, wondering where he put the gold allotments. You're all broke now. I mean, we already knew that about Epsilon, kind of.
Hey.
Yes, here we go.
Yeah.
Epsilon currently being at 181 gold. Then we've got Orlenna at 188. We've got Sequoia at 128. And then Tavish at 50. And of course, the looming debt over Epsilon.
Ooh.
Like I said, you will not be charged any gold for your stay as you're using the cart. And other than that, we are all set to hop into the session. So without further ado,
Spicy's not always good in this case.
Wait, this way.
as you
Where am I?
you look around a room, it feels familiar. You attempt to light a candle to your left. Your arm doesn't reach the bedside table. You have to scoot yourself over in the bed, the whole time terrified of the blankets slipping below your shoulders. Finally, you're able to light the candle. A dim glow enters the room. You look. You can see your doorway into the hallway that would lead you down into the kitchen. And just across the hall from yours would be where your parents are sleeping. You look down at your small hands. They're definitely yours, but they're you as a child. A tapping at the window. You reassure yourself. This has happened many times. It's the tree outside your house. You always react to it. You always think it's something there, but time and time again, your parents have reassured you it's not. A draft rolls through the house, and your closet creaks. A little crack in the doorway opens, where you just, as you peer into it, feel like something's watching back. But again, your parents have assured you time and time again that there is nothing in the closet. The skittering mice and small vermin underneath the house, you hear them move around as perhaps a predator chases them. But always in your mind, there's something under your bed. Time and time again, your parents have assured you. Underneath your bed is just a nice place to store things and keep things for later. Seasonal wares and all sorts of fun things. But none of this stops your wild imagination from jumping to these conclusions, terrifying you and denying you sleep, only continuing the cycle of, well, fear. This time, it's all just a bit too much, all of them happening at the same time, so you call out for your parents. But it's as if you have no voice. You feel yourself begin to cry out louder and louder, and then begin to scream, to the point where your throat burns. Your voice just trapped inside your body, no matter how hard you try and try. No sound escapes. You see, or you hear footsteps in the hallway, and immediately you know. You don't know how, but it's not your parents. This double-tapped step. This two-toned approach, each step being two separate noises. A thud, then a tap. A thud, then a tap. A thud, then a tap. You begin to squirm. The safety of your blankets no longer keeping you warm and away from the elements, but now a trap as you feel that you can't move. Your one free arm that lit the candle flails at the blankets, and no matter how many blankets throw off, another one is there just to keep you inside of this bed. The door of your room opens. The tapping on your window begins to increase, and with its speed and pace. Underneath your bed, you hear shifting and shaking as your whole bed seems to rock in its place, and the doors to your closet open. And you see an image. You see something that you know you've seen before, as this twisted amalgamation, this spirit, this monster, this form has appeared to you time and time again. Well, what you see is this nightmare, this feeling is so much all around you. This poor young Orlenna. Your enhanced vision only makes the things you see, these dancing faces, these twisted ghouls, these creatures, as they creep from every corner, every shadow, every nook, every cranny, every doorway, everywhere. And then you see it. You see that thing you saw in your previous dream. You see this haunting image, this gray into the room, the screaming of your parents in the room next to you as you realize that the town is ablaze. It's not morning, it's fire. And you think back to the mirror you saw in Angwin's room. And then you hear the same ghostly note that you heard in your dream past. Orlenna! You wake up in such a startle that you nearly smack your head against the inside of the cart as you're just in its upper floor. You can hear the party below talking about how they, how they were the true, winner of the, most goblins slain. And Tavish and Epsilon go back and forth about their deeds throughout. You hear jeering about, how Epsilon hit Tavish so many times, but the combination to take down that great beast was impeccable. Sequoia goes, "Well, you didn't see it from our angle," to which a clearly embarrassed Epsilon chuckles to himself. But you're still left just this little twinge of cold creeping on your skin. As the party, after the slaying of so many goblins, the clearing of the tunnels, you returned to find Palumbi. You informed her of the deed, to which she already knew the deed was done. She informs you that goblins had been heading out of the mountains and heading into the hills and the slopes for hours, and they had been cut down in droves. The only thing that was able to escape them was some sort of woman, some Gorgon-like creature who was too tough for her scouting parties to be able to deal with. So she made her way deeper into the mountains.
Of course.
However, the deed was done. You are all the heroes you said you were, and may perhaps be telling the truth, and Ambervale just might be worth engaging with further. She informs you of two different things. She lets you know that one, the hide of the creature that you've slain will be made into great items, one for each one of you, as a token of orcish appreciation for your tasks. And she does also inform you that she will reach out to Calatrax and make sure that the two of them put good word in for you to have entrance into the Mud Fort proper.
Look at us making
If
progress.
heroes are
All right.
If heroes are going to make a difference, it will be because they are supported. So for now, she's decided to put her trust in you all. The journey back to Ambervale is much faster this time, as instead of having to wear the harsh conditions of the foothills of the mountains, the intense heats, the sweeping colds, and the mud, you're able to go through the tunnels that you just cleared.
Oh.
This gets you back up to one of the main tradeways in half the time, making your travel back to Ambervale only 3 days, as the horses do not require so much rest.
Oh.
Go ahead, Ash.
How many days you got now? F4? How
I'm
many days
pretty
you got
sure,
left?
I'm pretty sure that puts it in like 3 days, doesn't it?
Upon reaching Ambervale, a messenger is waiting for all of you, informing you that the captain and Darius want to meet up with all of you. And with that, Darian wants to meet up with all of you. And to take your time to settle in, and before 4, if you could all meet up with them in the trading courtyard. The time on arrival for you all is about 1 p.m.
So we have some hours.
So you do have a little bit of time, and but at the point, if any of the party wants to interact with each other, feel free to.
Alright. If I can
What?
have your time, either now or before we go, and meet them at the training ground, there's something that the four of us should discuss. Something I must talk to each of you about.
Okay.
Okay.
You remember, you did say
Sounds
something.
super secretive.
You said you wanted to talk about something.
Aye, I did. Do you have the time now?
I mean, I guess we're not really doing anything else right now.
I mean, got a little bit of time.
I have one errand to run. I need to go get new armor.
not-
We need to talk.
Tavish, we lost you there for a second. If you could repeat that.
I said I have one errand to run. I need to go retrieve some armor. If you have time afterwards, meet me back at the house and we'll talk.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Sounds like a plan.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So is there any simple tasks that anyone would like to take before meeting up with Tavish at the house?
I was gonna say I have a question.
Sure.
It seemed like, so I'm just trying to confirm, in the fire that my bow and the arrows were destroyed. Is that true, or am I good? I don't know.
Yes, you will in fact need some new adventuring wear.
Okay, so I probably need to go do that.
Off to the market district with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If possible,
Mhm.
Epsilon is gonna try to find Darian before we go over there.
Perfect.
Who is Darian?
My magic teacher,
Oh.
your mentor.
You
Type
gonna tell them about
individual.
how you kept setting people on fire?
No, I might leave that part out. You know.
If he runs into us, he'll find out.
Yeah.
And,
well,
you know,
I've got Orlenna to the
All right,
market,
go ahead.
Epsilon to Darian, and Tavish, I believe, to the market as well. Perfect. And Sequoia, is there anything that you would like to do to spend your time?
I think I'm gonna go wander down to the widows, whatever area.
Wives who have lost lives?
Who lost lives.
Wives.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Wives.
wives. I was gonna say wives without lives. I'm like, that's not it. That's definitely not it.
I mean,
I
they don't
definitely
have
called
lives.
them that once on accident.
Nah.
That's
also-
the other organization.
Sorry, on a
Okay,
side note,
yeah.
how many days actually
then,
do I have left on my contract?
You would have a little under 6. It'd be like you would
Okay.
count it probably as 5.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, so we'll start with so Orlenna and Tavish, you are both walking the same direction. Epsilon, you are heading to. You ask around, you figure out where Darian is, and you're able to head over to the training grounds early. And then Sequoia, you are on your way to the wives who have lost lives.
Yes.
We'll go in order. So we'll start with Orlenna and Tavish heading to the market district.
Yes. It's necessary.
As the two of you you walk, it is pleasant to just be in a place that there is no conflict, and you're not having to deal with the constant roaring melee or mud just everywhere. But you are able to make it to the market district as no one accosts you. And there is the armor smithy that you had gone to before, Tavish, and there is an archery like kind of a ranger gear survival store, Orlenna, that kind of catches your eye as far as the different shops that have wares in the windows.
So then I would have to go in there. That seems right up my alley.
Perfect.
I would go towards the shop that I've been to before.
Perfect. We'll start with Orlenna.
What do we got?
As you walk in the store, it's got a kind of a rustic feel to it. It's very also like herbal, and there's a lot of different ornate instruments of different types of survival. You are greeted by a younger man who says, hello. How can I help you?"
Hi. I am looking for a short bow and a quiver, arrows. Simple.
Not a problem. May I ask what the price range you're trying to stay in is?
What? I didn't think about that before I got here, but what did the price? Where do your prices range from?
Well, we've got like kind of simple setups, and he brings out like it is a finely crafted, bow with nothing over the top, nothing crazy. It's just like the basics. It's got the right notches, it's got the right size, it's got a basic string setup, and something like this that will run you, no more than 10 gold. However, we've also got, and then he just shows kind of a range of like magic woods, magic strings, like all of these different like styles in craft, and then like the price goes from like 10 gold all the way up to hundreds, thousands, and more.
Okay. Hundreds of thousands and more. That's not helpful. I have no numbers.
There is an element of like kind of a mix and match, like once you're into the finer like goods, so that's why there's not like a set price. You could get a like like tree or a bow from a magic wood that always like resets itself and is like fire resistant and amplifies the shots, but then you could put like a simple string on it, and the price is different than if you were to also get a luxurious string.
Magic string. Okay. I was gonna ask, what's the difference between the magic string and the magic wood?
All of them kind of do different things. As an example, and he points over to a bow that looks more made out of like a bone esque looking material. This is from a corpsewood tree. As you can see, and he pulls it out, and it's like, it clearly is like a woodish bark, but it's got this bone-like feel to the touch. This adds an element of negative energy, if you will, Stygian power to the shots. It's often used by some of our more crude adventurers that frequent the place. Whereas, and he grabs another one. This is just made of elven silkwood. The bow it's like super soft. Like the bow itself can almost like fold like over completely. Yet when he pulls it up and then like draws an arrow back, you can tell it maintains like a level, like a high like pull, if you will. So despite the fact that he's able to pull it back easily, it still has like the draw strength of a sturdier wood.
Okay. But what about the strings?
The strings, we have some that are said to be imbued with luck. We have others that are from, the intertwined hairs of unicorns, and we've got all sorts of different things, each for flight speeds or accuracy of luck just lots and lots. And he shows it's like there are just boxes and boxes of different styles.
Okay. Could I have one with the elven wood with the luck string? How much would that be?
Let's see here, Alvin, Peppa, Silkwood with the String of Luck. That would run you just about 220.
Oh man, I don't have 220.
Would you
Okay.
like to use a? Would you like to attempt any form of charisma test check?
I was gonna ask also, did we find some gold when we killed the thing, dude, or something like
That's
that?
true.
Oh my good golly
That's
gosh!
true.
Yes, we did. Yes.
And we
Yeah, I
didn't
got your
divide
back.
it up last time.
There was
Way to go,
there was
Epsilon.
260 gold was the amount found. So what's that? 65 each.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like due to blowing everybody up, Epsilon doesn't take a cut of the gold. just
So we're divided into
he just
3.
doesn't say anything. He just doesn't take any gold.
188. You would have enough with the 65 gold. I mean minimum, excluding the Epsilon part.
But I still need arrows, and that doesn't count for that. So I don't know if I can do that still. I gotta try to be somewhat smart about it.
You'd be 180, so 2. Yeah, you have about like 240, 250 something.
Well, I have
again, you could still try a charisma check.
I'm trying to remember what I have in charisma.
You've got
Persuasion.
You've got persuasion and deception.
Got a big old goose egg in persuasion.
I'm not.
It's like, you
My
don't
problem
really
is
need
currently I
all
don't know
money for this,
what
right?
what I could even say to attempt to persuade him in this moment.
Like, so
Doing some
maybe if
straight
I
bartering.
get this, you can throw in some of the arrows. For
I know,
free.
right? Like so, pretty much. Essentially, I was like, what about these arrows though?
Look,
We
cinematic
could
epic.
try.
You're always welcome to try.
We
Let's
could
see.
try.
Let's see
Let's
do
see
you want a
it.
deception
Let's-
or persuasion?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Okay. Let's see a persuasion check for Orlenna.
Oh no!
Wow, nerd. Wow, nerd.
Terrible.
Wow.
Well, that's not gonna work. Huh?
I'm
Well,
worried.
As you go like, well, I'm like a hero. Well, I guess. All right. So, and you like you had a point in your head, but like the delivery of it is like out of order, and the person's like, a lot of people who shop for these kind of things are heroes.
Hurts me.
Okay.
And he like slides the bow back a little bit on his counter, like, I don't. If you're not gonna buy anything seriously, you just want handouts. Maybe you should find a different shop.
I actually have a question.
Sure.
So, if I get if I just get the elven wood bow with the regular string, could I change the string later?
Of course, yeah.
So, okay. So, since I also need to account for arrows, and I can't spend all my money on the bow with no arrows, that doesn't make any sense. How
Okay.
much would it be with the regular string?
For the regular string, I could do that for 160.
160.
Affordable.
And what about the arrows?
Well, so for your standard quiver of arrows, that'll run you about, and it does look like you'd need to do quiver. That would run you full quiver. I could do that for 7.
Okay. And I'm sorry, I know you just said it, but what do I have total right now? You said it, but
188 plus 65, so 266 is the number. Oh, because Epsilon, yeah. So 266.
okay. So 160 plus 160 plus 7. I think we can do that.
All right, not a problem. So that'll put
then-
you down to
Hand in hand.
99 gold.
I mean, I lost it. Before I go, I just have one other question. How much is that luck string?
60 gold.
Okay.
Calculating.
I am. You know, I'm over here like, I should know how to change my own strings, right?
Yes, you 100%. Yes, yeah.
And how much is an extra regular string?
I could throw that in for with this purchase. I'd be happy to just throw one in for you.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the string just in case. Because you know what? Apparently accidents are prone to happen. So
the luck string or
both. Since you said you'll
Both?
throw in an extra regular string too, let's do it.
So 39 gold, and you have the silkwood bow and luck string.
So silkwood bow, luck string, and an extra regular string. We're good.
Mhm.
For now, hopefully.
And let's hop over to Tavish. You get to the smithing, and it is being packed away. The tools of the trade are like in boxes and barrels, and there's signs up that like everything must go, and like, you know, best offer and things like that. And otherwise, it seems like you hear rustling inside, but other than that, it is abandoned looking. I
go up and go through the door, and look for the young man and the old man that were there last time.
You hear from the back of the back room, like, we're closed.
I understand, but I was hoping I could make a deal real quick. You see, I had sold some armor here before, and I was hoping I could get it back. Pay for it, of course.
Huh. Oh, I recognize that voice. Tavish, wasn't it?
You got that right, lad.
He comes out. He's got a set of documents in his hand. I'm actually afraid to say a man came and bought that armor not too long after you dropped it off. They paid an absurd price for it. It was kind of bizarre. It was almost enough to keep us afloat until my father passed.
I am sorry to hear of your loss, but do you mind if I ask for that man's name? Is that something that you can give me?
Yeah. Hold on. And he like searches through like a whole bunch of his like bill of sales and stuff like that. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. It wasn't. He didn't. He bought it through a company, I guess. Something called Procurement Inc.
Oh no.
All right. Well, do you have any armor that I can walk away with today? The armor that I'm wearing is, unfortunately beaten up.
Yeah, and he goes through and he's just like pulling out different plates and things like that. The best I can do is, and he's able to like kind of refit you to like a full suit, but it is like a mismatched like pair, like everything. Like, you know, it's like one bracer is like kind of a dark steel looking, the other is a more polished steel. Like, it's like kind of a haphazard suit, but it's definitely more protection than you would have had with just dented and rent armor.
I'll take it. Thank you, lad. How much do I owe you for all this?
I mean, it was all just going to be, kind of reclaimed. So as far as I'm concerned, maybe now it'll actually do something.
I'll take 50 coins out of my pocket and hand it to him anyways and say, best of luck on your next travels, lad.
I really appreciate it, Tavish. Thank you.
Happy to help.
Pain every time.
And now
And then
let's
make
hop
my-
on. Oh, sorry.
Then I go. That was on the same page.
Let's hop over to Sequoia, heading over to the wives who have lost lives. As you get over to that area, it is now the sign above the top, instead of being kind of more of a banner, it is an actual sign. It does look more like official. However, now it just says New Sanctuary. As you get closer to it, you can tell that many of the people who had been saved in the from the town, from the city that you all had gone to just a few sessions ago, are here taking refuge within its walls. It is very packed, and there are tents on the outside and things like that, but it is a bustling place. As you get closer to it, people immediately start going, "Oh, that's Sequoia! Sequoia, everyone! Hey, Sequoia! Whoa!" And they're like cheering, and people are like running up and like holding your hand with both of theirs, and like thanking you for what you did, and like really just showing gratitude for the lives that they still have thanks to your efforts.
Oh,
For now.
hi guys. It's good to see you. I was just coming to check in and see how all yes was doing. Yeah. Good to see you. Hi. Trying to like make my way through the crowd to get to the inner building of the sanctuary.
As you get to the inner building of the sanctuary, it is a lot more like they've definitely been throwing up like some temporary walls and such to really kind of help like add rooms for people to have in some privacy and such. There is a little bit more of a barrier to like where like the children are kept, just because there are so many people now that they wanted to make sure that there is a place that is kind of guaranteed their space for learning and fun. A woman walks over to you. Sequoia, right?
Yeah. Hi.
The people around here speak very highly of you. What can I help you with today?
I just wanted to come in and check on you and see how you guys, everyone was doing over here with the kids and the learning, and I know there was a lot of people that kind of ended up over here, but I just wanted to see if I could help for a little bit.
Right now we're pretty good. We're a fully recognized charity by Ambervale law now, so we get a lot more support than we did before.
That's great.
We're trying to reach out to some of the other local orphanages and charities to make this more of a movement.
That's great. I love it. I'm glad that you guys are getting all the help that you needed. That was all. I just wanted to check in and see, if there was anything else that you needed that I could help with. But yeah.
I think for now we're good, but these people still have lost a lot, so it means a lot that you came down and they can see your face. And some of them I haven't seen smile this much, so thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, I'm glad I could, I guess, bring a little bit of joy to everyone here. It's not really something I'm used to, but this is nice. I'm glad everyone's kind of getting settled or trying to get back on their feet.
Actually, if you don't mind, I do want to show you one thing. We had an art day the other day for the kids, and and she shows you a wall, and like a lot of the children who that you saved from like the orphanage that you went to in the previous city, there are tons of these like little children drawings of like you redirecting lightning and you like stopping the rain and you like picking people like out of windows and stuff like that, and just all of these weird interactions.
Did I do all of that? Wow. This is so nice. I've never had anything like this before, to have anyone like be so happy to see me. This is a surprise. These kids are good. These are good art. These are good pictures too. I mean, they're good. You got some little artists here on your hands.
The old Bardic College, before it was run out of town, basically decided to lend a lot of its materials to us since they weren't going to need it anymore. So it's arts and crafts have really become a thing that we're helping let the children use to express themselves.
That's a really good idea. These are really good. They're really doing great. But this is really cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Feel free to stop by anytime.
Yeah, I will. As long as if I have some time, I'll try to come in and check on you.
Have a great day, Sequoia.
You too.
And let's hop on over to Epsilon. As you get to the training area, you do see that the Darian is, just he's in the center and he's in some sort of meditative trance. He's like standing completely still, and you can just see like arcane kind of very methodically spinning around and slow, and then it will speed up and then slow, and then it'll speed up and it'll slow.
I guess watch what's going on, basically. Just observe, try to figure out what he's doing.
Perfect. You know what? I'll get a knowledge arcane. Study arcane, which would be a 1 for you.
You got a big old 1.
All right.
Not bad, not bad.
Better than my 1.
That's all I was saying.
You can tell he's controlling the pace of his spell, of just the arcane around him. It's like a way to help make sure that that the flux, the violence, the calmness of the arcane energy around you is something that you're in tune with. As an example, you would know that that's what went wrong when you tried to condense the magic was that just the slightest miscontrol of the condensing or changing it in its way caused a negative reaction. So this is an exercise in harmonizing / controlling that. You didn't come all this way just to watch me, did you?
No,
He says with his eyes still closed.
I wanted to talk about the mission I just went on. I don't know about. No. A lot of my magic. I didn't have enough control. No. I could have really hurt my friends. There was a creature that had all these eyes and tentacles, and I just felt like I had to do whatever I could to stop it, and spell backfired, and it killed the creature, but it could have killed all of us also.
It seems like you saw a witness. But that is besides it. The place, well, you'll get your briefing soon. There's a reason I want you to go there. You'll find answers, Epsilon. But it's not for me to say.
Okay.
So for now, you're just gonna have to wait and trust.
I mean, there's another thing too.
You don't got the time to wait.
You know, don't even say anything. You're just gonna hand him the contract. just.
He doesn't reach out his hand, but like part of like the wind of the arcane around him, like grabs it, and it like just floats in front of you.
He's so fancy.
Oh no.
An interesting thing.
Stupid.
An interesting thing to sign. Making deals can be dangerous.
Yeah, my party pretty much said as much. I told them about it.
But I'll tell you this. I can't let you enter some level of debt this severe. I'll find a reason for you to have a sanctioned mission over to this Vite's location. Just give me a little time.
I feel like, you know, Epsilon guy, like, he's a little misty looking. Oh. The you know, feeling the helping hand. Oh.
Feeling the love.
Thank you.
But for now, Epsilon, I have a feeling that you have to return. Back to your home, if you will.
Okay. It turns and runs off.
Oh, and Epsilon, he says, like, as you turn and begin to run. In the future, be careful what deals you use. They might not always be so forgiving.
Like, stops and, like, takes it in. I will. Dumbass.
Yep. Interesting was the nicest word he could have used to describe.
I'm not gonna lie. I expected a roastation, to be honest. I expected all types of roastation.
But you thick-headed.
Listen, if it was his daddy, don't you know? Ain't never telling him. We'll hear it through the grapevine. That's gonna be it.
The party returns to the house with about 40 minutes to spare before the meetup is required.
What do we know what the meetup is for?
You are vaguely you know it's a new tasking. That's what the messenger told you, is that you have another sanctioned mission to go on.
Okay, so then I have two questions. One, we're okay. Last time at the end we rolled for items. We didn't talk about that. Are we supposed to know, or are we just supposed to have them?
So there's gonna be a slight delay in those. I had a hiccup on my end with some of the ways some of that is done. So we will be getting those, just not quite yet. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. And two, do I have enough time to bake?
Make some muffins.
Yes, of course. Let's get a roll for that. Would you?
So I gotta replenish my stock because some of them got toasted the hell up for some reason.
Whew, I thought it was at 7. I was gonna be mad. I was mad if it was a 7.
With that,
Making up a
out
storm.
of 13 muffins, you can have them. One is going to be regular, and then you can do any assortment of the others. Would you want to do 6 and 6, 8 and 4, 5 and 7, 3 and 9?
Yeah, 3 and 9.
3 and 9. 3 damage, 9 healing?
Yes.
Or vice versa. Okay. Perfect. and the party is returned. Tavish.
Thank you for taking care of your own errands. I know I needed to take care of mine. But I need to be honest with each of you. When we were in that cave, there's a reason my hand got stuck. When we tried to open the pillars to release that blight. That's 'cause, well, sometimes showing is better than telling. Tavish goes to his helmet, unclicks it, takes it off, and you see this.
Oh! Oh, hell no!
What are you? Oh my gosh.
I am called by what my people knew it as a Duholan. I lived a full life once, a long time ago it seems, and I was brought back. I don't have the memories of my old life. All I remember is that I'm here to do some good, as a repentance for something I had done wrong. But now that we've shed blood together and we've risked our lives together, I feel that each of you is owed the truth. Do you have any questions now? Or any doubts?
So you're dead?
Somewhere in between. Not quite alive, but not quite dead.
I feel like Epsilon is like,
Oh,
like looking at him all close and shit. Like,
am I the only one
I
that
wanna,
doesn't
like-
that feels like the voice doesn't match the face?
I will add on to that it is an uncanny like imagery, like when you watch him speak, that the richness of tones, despite the fact that his throat barely moves and like the loose skin flaps kind of like hobble and sway more than they like actually articulate as his voice like projects out of his mouth.
It's like
I like,
watching old people eat.
ugh. Can I know what that's like. Can I know very well what that's like. Can I look at this man with like, I just want to see if there's something magic about this situation.
Oh,
Obviously there
it's
is.
gotta
but
be,
I just
I
want
mean.
to see if I can deduce, something about this
Study arcane?
situation. Yeah.
Can I touch your face?
Let's get a study arcane roll for Epsilon.
I see that he's he needs some food in him.
The big thing that you are able to note is the lack of arcane energy that is whatever this is causing this, creating it, or controlling it is not based in the arcane.
Like looking like it's like, you would think like there'd be some magic.
So he gets to touch your face? Can I not touch your face?
Some magic going through or something
Yeah,
like
I'm
that.
gonna-
But I'm not really
I was gonna say he's gonna have to squat.
getting anything.
How come he gets to touch your face? Come here.
Tavish kneels a little bit so that way Sequoia, so he can be more face level with Sequoia.
She's like,
Ew! She just
No,
opened his face up.
It's just like it's like leather.
You're
Like
not
sorry.
the only ones that know. The king
who
and
else
his
knows?
inner court. The king and his inner court, including Anglin, pulled back the cover of this armor and saw what I am beneath.
when was
It is
that?
why I was gone.
Oh,
They came
Oh,
into the house and
yeah.
took me. While I
what
was...
they took you?
Aye.
okay.
Where
Hold
Do
on.
you
Let him
think that
finish.
this is normal? They experimented to see what I was, as none of them knew what I am as well.
What sort of experiments?
The unpleasant kind.
I mean, I guess there
doesn't
isn't
sound
really
very-
a pleasant kind of experiment to be experimented on, I guess. But why didn't they just ask you?
out of fear that I might not answer honestly.
I feel like they're not the type to ask questions.
Well, they don't like
No,
answering them
no.
either.
That's
Uh,
fair.
Sound very fair or just.
But not unwarranted. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
For who amongst the living would like the reminder of what might lie beyond the pale?
Still, I think it is a poor reward for one such as yourself who has
Yeah.
gone and done heroic work for Ambervale.
Well, I guess if them and prod you and poke you. I mean, I guess I was just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks at his hands and I'm just like, oh, sorry.
Is that why we
I
never see you
asked
eat?
though. I at least asked.
Aye. Because nothing tastes right and there's no need. I've tried eating before and everything just tastes like ash and dirt. The only thing that seemed to have any taste was actually the mud water that we all tried.
Hmm. You know how Darian
Oh,
never actually needed to eat either. She just kind of stood out in the sun.
Tavish, you want some more mud water? I got some.
No. Well, it was the first thing that I could actually taste. Truth be told, it hit like a mule.
You
Yeah,
really
it was,
you drank it.
It's pretty strong.
Aye.
I knew better. I knew better than to try that. If I had drank that mud water, man, knows what would have happened.
You might have spent some more money you don't have.
I was thinking it might have accidentally blown us up or something. I don't know.
You did that too without it, so
That's what I'm saying. Imagine
Just got
with
you
the
there.
mud water.
you're on a roll.
But just
Nate.
think about all the people that were saved because of the
I'll
explosion.
ask. Just to make certain. Will you still have me
Well,
in this
yeah.
here group?
I
I
mean,
mean, why would we get rid of you? I mean, we've already fought with you, and you've done you've helped us out, and we've helped you out, and except for Epsilon, of course. But I mean,
yeah.
Wow,
we
that's
you're
that's
still
not
part of
accurate.
the out of the team. It's not like we're just gonna kick you out because we find out that you're a dead man,
It doesn't change what you did.
right?
No,
You're a good zombie.
I do Holland. Zombies are
That
at
might
least
be-
mindless.
That might be a little
I
bit,
retain all of mine. Well,
little Rachel.
Not
So
all.
you're an undead guy.
He's a ducky, because I can't say the other word he said.
I do
A
Holland.
what?
He's a
Like a
dead-eye.
ducky? A
Yeah.
duck? Like a ducky? Can I call you Ducky?
I'd prefer if you didn't.
Ah, okay, Ducky.
But again, it doesn't change what you did, so I don't see why. We just know what you look like now.
Yeah.
Yes, and
The
Tavish puts his helmet back on and reclasps it. We might have
Great
spent
cheer
too
in
much
the case
time
of
on this
orphanage
now.
during the fall harvest festival.
the time to the meeting draws near. Is there any
So?
final actions that the party would like to partake in?
Because we need to head out.
I guess just gonna go upstairs and just take a long look at my room before I go.
Before I get repossessed.
Never know when the last time I'll see it is.
Take it all in.
Oh, just one last look. Oh,
Your room is, in fact, for now at the very minimum, still there.
5 days
it's so
later.
long. Just rub
Is
my
there any
hand on the
final
bed a little
actions
bit.
that the party would take before heading out?
I don't think so. The only other thing, I know I only barely have it, but I know he said all these things, and we said things like in the positive, but
Mhm.
can we like sense motive? Just because I'm curious. For Tavish. He says
sure,
he
of
doesn't
course.
remember what he did.
Sure. Let's see here. Sense motive, wisdom. Let's get a sense motive test for Orlenna.
Not
Not
bad.
awful.
Yeah.
It is still hard to like gauge because like his skin moves weird, his facial expressions are off and odd. But by any of the ways you would know to like look for deception, you don't see any. There doesn't seem to be a malice in any of his words, and he doesn't shirk from any of the things that he's saying.
Okay. That's all.
All right. Without further ado, the party heads to the training grounds to meet with Captain Quetz and Darian. Well, have to say it's good to see you all. Here things got a bit dicey in the Mud Hills, but you're all still here.
We got it done.
Yes.
Aye, there was some difficulties in the tunnels near Keep Kolak.
A little
We're
bit.
back at least.
But Darian here has procured a mission for you all. It's, well, I'll let him talk. And Darian comes up. Thank you. This is a simple assignment, really. I'm going to send you to a place that is dipped in the divine. It is a place that, well, I'll let you experience it for what it's worth, but its name is Alisir Sudom Umadoje, or you can call it the Peaks.
That's probably a better way a thing to call it. To pronounce that one.
The Spires is what I meant to say. I don't know why I said Peaks. So we're gonna retcon that. It's the Spires.
Immediately
Bias.
retconned it.
Okay. The
Okay.
bias.
Attraction.
Look, I was making sure I did the first part correct, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I understand.
But you can call it the Spires. Getting you there will be a little difficult, as we are going to have to rely on portal magic. However, the wild magic of the area makes it difficult for even someone as strong as Anglin to be exact. So, you will probably have to do a little adventuring to get to the Spires. Once you're there, I have a feeling that fate will find its way. So I will leave it to the winds of change and chance that you are presented with the right things. But I can assure you that there are things that each of you needs to receive there. And there are also things that could perhaps save the Mud Fort. But only the worthy will be able to be, well, given such items. But again, the Spires make their own choices. So unless the captain has something to say, the only thing I will leave you with before you go, and as he's talking, like Angwin does, like step out of like the back little like podium area, and like begin to like enact his portal magic rituals to open up. In the days to come, in the weeks to come, in the months to come. Heroes are going to be ever more important. There is a sense of destiny on the horizon. There's a calling in the air. And I just have a feeling that you four are going to matter. So don't mess up.
Oh.
I mean, you were doing
We'll
great
keep
with the
our
pep talk
eyes
until
on
that
the
last
prey
part.
and not the horizon.
Here's your portal. It'll take you there. You should have a translator meet you. Again, you'll have to navigate probably a little bit, but she'll find you. She's good at that.
Translated for what?
Yeah.
The land is of many dialects, most of which very old. So I figured it would just be wise to make sure that there's a way for you to understand everything.
Okay, yeah.
Do we need Tim this time?
No,
Is Tim
Tim will
coming?
be staying here.
Okay.
This is not a land for squires.
Okay.
Okay.
Probably for the best.
It seems Anguin is ready, and he opens up the portal, and as he opens it up, like fire spurts like from the side of the portal, and then like a gust of wind and rain, and like there's like chittering and drips and all this stuff, and Anguin is like visibly already strained, as his portal isn't perfectly circular, like it like is like constantly opening, closing a little bit, bending and twirling. I love wild magics. I will do what I can to keep this open, but I wouldn't wait too long. They have a means of contacting me when you're ready to return.
Okay.
Let's go.
Over here,
All
like,
right,
how?
dear.
Tavish draws his weapon, because obviously fire and rain and everything makes him a little nervous now. But he goes through.
So I'm over
As
here,
the
like,
party,
how are we going to get back?
As the party heads into the portal, they can see a place that they were intended to go, but then in a snap, they're in the thick, lush jungles of a surrounding area. And with that, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break before we explore this tropical paradise that surrounds the spires.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm nervous.
All right.
We'll be right back
Oh.
in 5 minutes. Welcome back. We've had a fun session thus far. We've had some nightmares. We've had some rekindling of joy, at the orphanages. And I, of course, am GM Adam. I got to introduce myself, make sure you know who I am in case you're joining the party late. But yes, it has been a great fun session so far. Lots of information and secrets finally coming to light. With Tavish revealing that he is a creature caught between to life and death and the mystery of his existence. But he does know one thing: he's here to try to do some good. And let's see what good he's able to do in the depths of the jungle. As we return to our party, as they have made it into the surrounding area of the spires in its lush jungle environment. As all of you look around, you immediately hear like the skittering noises of animals in all directions, like leaping, bounding, turning through the leaves. And in the distance, you can see very clearly that of spires, a whole range of them, this vast expanse of temples. It's a little bit of a distance away, but it is the place that you are looking to go.
Well,
Draw the sword.
Guess we might as well make our way through.
Can I
Get
try
to
to
bushwhacking.
I was gonna say, in my mind though, first before we just start to head off, I would want to see if I can see anything that could be potentially bad.
Of course, you want to roll a perception. Let's see it.
Let me look around real quick.
Cause
You know what? That's your sponsor right now.
you know what? It's better than the 7.
You
Yes.
definitely can already tell that while nothing sticks out to you as like, yes, that's going to try and eat me. You can definitely tell by the way that the bugs have ceased to make noise, the trees seem a little quieter, things like that. Your presence has been noticed. Whether that is they're viewing you as predator or prey, you cannot discern.
Okay. So then before we start moving, hey guys, so I don't know what, but whether it be the jungle, whether it be something in the jungle, but something knows we're here. So be careful. I don't know. Keep an eye out.
Can I do a roll? Can I just I got study monsters. I just want to think I guess do I know of anything that would live in this area? You know what I mean? That could
Let's get a
potentially
roll.
be dangerous to us.
Okay. Okay.
You know what? That's not bad.
It hits you like a freight train. You're like, those things we saw with goblins. Those things live in places like this.
Oh. So, you remember when we were in the tunnels with the goblins, right? Those dinosaur type creatures we saw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Right.
live
I
here.
do.
They live here.
They live here.
Yeah, this is where they're from.
They live here. How'd they get there?
You know?
Maybe the
That's
snake
a
lady
question
took 'em.
for another time, I think. I'm just gonna look around.
Question for
You know what I mean? Just a little anxiously. We gotta come up with a formation for how we're gonna move through this forest, I think.
I guess just bored, right?
I guess I'll take up the rear.
Tavish looks to Epsilon. Tavish looks to Epsilon and is like, I want you to or near me to try and avoid what happened last time. If you're standing close to me, the chances of you hitting me go down.
You sure about that?
If that's what you prefer, I was thinking that if I stand, or rather, I should take up the rear, just to make sure that we don't get. I'll watch out for the back. Basically, I'm looking. I'll make sure we don't get ambushed from behind by anything while we travel.
What if we're ambushed behind from you at this point?
What do you think we should do then? What's your idea?
I think that you should lead. Orlenna should be behind you, Sequoia behind her, and I'll pull up the rear. This armor is going to make it hard for me to move in this jungle quickly. So might as well not have me set the pace too hard.
Okay.
You're not gonna rest, are you?
Get a sword out.
I don't believe so.
party
Okay.
ventures forth.
Wait, you have a sword? Where'd you get a sword?
Oh,
He's always
what's
had a
his name?
sword.
No, mine got destroyed, and then
It got
Darian
destroyed.
Hey.
Oh.
reforged the shards.
Darian gave him, and then just
Okay.
pressed the gem to the hilt.
Gotcha.
As the party begins to travel forth, for a while, you travel without like really encountering anything other than just, I mean, lush jungle, plants and vines and flowers and all sorts. And then let's get a party perception check.
I'm gonna say Sequoia feels like she's in her element right now. Except not really with that
Oh,
5.
that's a nice looking dice you got there.
Not really with that 5 I just got. Holy crap.
Well, you're in the middle. You'll be okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Sequoia, you're just too caught up in like, oh my, I've never seen that kind of plant before. Oh, and I haven't seen that kind of one either.
Good heaven.
Wow,
That tracks.
This is,
That tracks.
This is so cool. Are you guys looking at this?
Hadera would know what
And
this
then,
is.
Orlenna, before anyone else, and then Tavish and Epsilon shortly behind, all realize that you've walked into like this like nest area. Like there's like logs with eggs in them and such like that. And if it wasn't for your 20, if it wasn't for your awareness in this scenario, you might have panicked or jumped when you heard, and you look down to your right, and a head sticking out from the jungle and the leaves is sniffing at the muffins in your bag, and you see the skull of one of those creatures you encountered in the mines.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I was going to say, I can, I was gonna break off a piece of one of them and attempt to give it to them.
Sure. Which one?
The laughing one, of course.
Okay.
Not the whole thing, because I don't know if I'll need it. Break off a piece.
Let's do a animal handling check.
Oh,
Just a zero for
shit.
you.
Oh, sure.
I
Yeah, I
know!
was gonna say the animal handling.
We were
You know
just
what,
talking
though?
about that.
That's not bad though. That's not bad.
It's not.
You very slowly grab a bit of the muffin and break it off and like present it, and it smells it. And then, like, in fact, actually, you know what? Let's roll a reflex for Orlenna.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, that
I saw
got-
that one flash.
that
Average.
was so scary. Oh,
You
dear.
just barely, like, your hands like outstretched, close your your hand as it bites down, like where your fingers were, and then it elevates itself to its full height, and then you hear a twig break behind you and the rustle of leaves around, and the party like looks in all directions. It's not one of these things. There are dozens.
Shit.
You would
go around.
conservatively guess that there are around 15 or 16 of them.
I'd like
We're
to
just-
try to see if I can communicate with them or, like,
Sure.
Use my
Are we
animals.
surrounded?
I mean, not like surrounded like in a perfect circle, but it's like it's
I'm
kind
like,
of like
can we like slowly? I'm like, she can try to communicate with them, but at the same time, in my mind, I feel like we're trying to slowly back away from them and out of their area because I feel like maybe it's just mad. They're just mad that we're in their area.
Probably. I mean, we are in their nest.
So, that's what I'm saying.
And you said you wanted to try and communicate with them. And in what
Yeah.
manner would you like to try and communicate?
Manner meaning.
Like, would you like magically via like
Skill.
animal handling? Like,
Do I have animal handling?
yes, you do point an animal handling.
Okay. Yeah. Then I will do the animal handling.
Perfect.
Oh.
Let's get a roll.
Ian's gonna go for it.
Ah, bugger.
I mean, like it's one of those like while you're communicating to like a group of them, like 3 or 4, they seem to like calm down a little bit, but it's like the ones that aren't paying attention to you keep creeping in, so you have to turn and you're like we're gonna leave, stop. And then a little puddle next to the group ripples.
No.
Not the T-Rex, not the
All
Jurassic
of them,
Park.
all of the creatures, their necks all retract, and they like start like looking about, and then another, and then another, and then it stops.
That's not good.
And then
That means it's here.
And then like the opposite, like so, like in front of the party is still the path that you're trying to go, like from the way that you were coming. This smoke cloud opens up into this black-looking portalish void, and then out comes charging.
What the hell is that?
What is that?
Okay.
Okay,
It's a fire sword.
Flames like a crown atop its head, arcane magic rippling across its skin and scales, and electricity vibrating off of its its back and tail. It lets out a massive roar. The smaller creatures all begin to scatter and run. What does the party do?
I'm over
It
here
is
like
time.
5?
I'm over here. Is it coming
I'm
towards
backing-
us? Because it's
I'm
coming
backing-
towards
yeah.
us. I
Yeah,
gotta move
it's
out of the
coming
way.
towards us. We need to go.
Yes.
And we
Get
Yeah.
out of the way. I'm running.
Like, I gotta at
Perfect.
least-
Let's get an athletics check for the party.
Oh, great.
Running.
Oh,
Two in.
frick, the love of Gaia.
What's
I
that?
got a.
Oh,
I think I got a good. I got a good. Ooh, a good explosion.
Oh
That's
no!
nice for one.
I got something.
Epsilon,
in
you
athletics. Does that
immediately
help
are
me out?
like, you've been at the front, so you're just like jumping in front and just cutting vines and twigs out of the way. You're just like, what? Just keeping a path going. Your 20 will give a benefit to the rest of the party, as you have been the one in the front, clearing the way for everyone. However, Sequoia, your 2 is quite a bad roll. Sequoia, you go as you begin to start running, you find yourself tripping over yourself for a second, but right before you hit the ground, you feel a pair of hands grab onto your shoulders and lift you back to your feet. And you look up and you see a woman who introduces herself as very briefly as Scarlet. Hi, I believe I'm your translator.
hi.
Oh.
Can you
Hey, girl.
tell this thing to not kill us?
No, this is a running situation.
Okay. Thanks
she-
for helping pick me up. This isn't my forest. I don't know this one. So.
As the party begins to run and sprint through the forest, you hear the creature behind you, and then it sounds like there are more footsteps behind you. Let's get a perception check for the party.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Give me something good this time, please.
Yeah. Oh,
Always
my
rolling off
sponsor.
screen and can't see what you get. 9 is better than what I've been getting.
I
That's a
have
nice
like
19.
With
a
this,
point in
everyone
perception.
everyone in their own, like, as you like run through the jungle and jump and slide down small hills and things like that, you're able to glance behind you and you realize there's a second one lumbering through the jungle, just as deadly looking, just as terrifying, and the two of these things are just in hot pursuit of you. If it wasn't for how large they are, they probably would have caught you with their speed. However, one of the things you do witness is one of them it comes up on like this large tree block, kind of like bridge blockade that you all were able to just slip under. The first one seems to almost like phase through it like a cloud. Like its form becomes shifting and wispy as it like steps through the thing. The other one seems to like glow more violently, and this like gold sparkling light emits from it, and it just shatters its way through it, sending debris in all directions. As the party makes their way up to like this little clearing area, Scarlet like lands in front of the party, like just behind what looks like a small little babbling brook of a stream, and stands there calmly, going like, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!"
Don't have to tell me twice. Off
Right.
I go.
Okay.
Good towards her.
Let's roll one last athletics check for the party, real quick.
Okay.
No.
I bopped your dice and it
wow,
messed
we
my
did
dice up
not
too.
do good.
I mean, I got a 2 in athletics.
Well,
Um,
then
the-
I don't know.
I lied,
party-
I got 2.
As you're running, you realize you're like, oh, we're outpacing these things, and one of them like barks kind of and shakes its head, and like this cascading wave of arcane lightning and fire explodes behind the party, sending all of you toppling forward. You all land near Scarlet's feet. She just kind of reaches forward and grabs like Tavish a little bit and drags him like a foot further, and then stands there calmly as the two creatures like charge and then just stop. Like
Can they not
inches
cross the
away
water?
from you, they stop, and they're like staring down at you.
Can they not cross water?
Tavish will pull his sword and get himself like ready in a position, like waiting for that moment where they just start lunging at us.
Why'd they
'Cause
stop?
I don't.
They
Got
can't pass. They cannot
Is this-
enter. Alasir Sudum Umade.
Oh, I was gonna say, is this like the border?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Is it like a
And why
magical
can
border
they
that they can't
cross?
cross it, or do they just like not? Can they just? What's stopping them from coming in? Do they just have there been an agreement that they just don't come in?
That's a good
So-
question.
This, and she like turns and presents, is the spires. And it's just temple after temple, you know, I mean, just all of these statues, these shrines, these,
Fancy.
just all over the place. Even just at a glance from where you are, you can tell that each one of these temples is to a different deity of some shape or form.
Oh.
Deities from all over the world in tons of different walks. Even some less than good deities, some deities that are more nefarious, have temples here. And as Scarlet begins to like walk with the party now rather than flying, she begins to explain that those things out there, they're not mere just creatures. As the party kind of like looks back to them, the two things are like pacing back and forth at the barrier before they like bark again and reopen their portals and then step through just these cloud-like structures and disappear without a trace.
Do these things make their own portals?
I don't like that.
Hey,
They just create their own magic portals.
That is.
Well, you see, the two of them are actually titans.
What?
They're what?
did you say Titans?
Yes. Are you familiar with your deific structure?
I must not be.
No,
because
Not a problem. Well, you see, there are many walks into how to become, divine. And one of them is, and she, like, while you're walking, she, like, points over to, like, a temple that has, like, it's the name alludes, like, the party, which gives you the feeling that it's probably one of the fallen deities, but it depicts this like triumphant, like, man with his, like, robes flowing down, and underneath there are all of these other, like, men and women that are in, like, similar looking apparel and design. You know, the most standard of the processes is true divinity, and then following into demigod or avatar state. However, Titans are those who steal this power.
Oh.
Oh.
So do they like eat the avatars?
In Avatar is, Epsilon, you would be pseudo familiar. Like, as she's speaking, you're like, yeah, I've heard of this before, and she explains how the, like, avatars of a deity are heroes who represent the ideas or ideals of the deity to such, like, a pinnacle that a small amount of power has been, like, divvied to them to allow them to, typically these are in short bursts, but to, like, do something far beyond the hero's means. As an example, the story Epsilon would know of his father, he has spoken of feeling this wave of, like, he was at his hero's limits, and then, like, to achieve something greater than, even his wildest heights, he felt something empower and embolden him to go even further beyond.
So how do they steal the powers?
Many ways can be done. Usually it comes from the fact that a disagreement with their own deity after they've achieved some sort of state like a demigod.
So they get into a fight and
And then they turn into these dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Can Tavish roll study religion to kind of get a better sense of, like...
Of course,
I'm so
yeah.
confused.
Okay.
Please. Yes!
Oh,
He's a simple man.
Tavish is like, oh, I get it.
Please explain.
Basically, from what you understand, is there would have to be a deity in a deity in mind. So we'll use one that that you would be familiar with, which is Monvalier, the goddess of valor, courage, justice. She, as an example, would have demigods that represent her will, right? These demigods would then maybe have, like, avatars of their own, and thus kind of it trickles down, if you will. A Titan would be something that operated within this deific spectrum and then found a means or had a means to harness the power and make it their own, whether it's by stealing it, whether it's by changing it, whether it's by perverting or, like, capturing it. But by some means, they take this power and make it so instead of flowing through them via a gift from whatever stage above them there was, it is now theirs. the two titans that you just encountered, as she continues to tell the story from your understanding, is they stole this power. They stole power from a deity of arcane magics and wild shape and form, but they stole so much and so greedily that they became the very thing they sought, which was raw creations of power. They ceased to have their mortal forms, and a lot of their sentience slipped away to create just this bestial power.
Yeah. Okay. I relay that as much as I can to the group to kind of be like, instead of receiving it, they don't receive. So avatars can receive powers of divinity for short periods of time. Those that can harness it and retain it even after it has been given, those are titans. Because instead of giving the energy back to their deity, they retain it and hold on to it. But it can come at a cost. And those two that we saw earlier might have been normal mortal men. But because they took the power and withheld it from the deity, it changed them, and now they will always remain as such.
So basically, they were only supposed to have the power temporarily, and then instead of giving it back, they kept it, and they couldn't contain it, and now they're dinosaurs.
In some manner,
No.
yes.
But
Okay.
makes me think about that woman we saw at the other city. What if she's
The snake lady?
the snake? No, not the snake lady.
No,
The lady who was rode the spire through the
Amethyst.
sky, and yeah, that
Amethyst
lady.
Lord, the lady who destroyed the Golden Fleet, the one with so many titles that her herald could not speak.
The lady that, yeah, the one that I fought.
That
I've
brought
never seen-
rain and purple
Yeah.
lightning to the city of. I have that right name.
I've never seen
Nil-
any
Null
one
Hicks.
person, wield magic like that before. But these creatures were doing some stuff that made me think of the same. You know what I mean? Like,
But she wasn't a dinosaur. She was just.
Don't, because I didn't
It doesn't
see
always
any of
manifest
that.
itself as that. It can change a person and who they are in different ways.
So how does
Maybe
it
it
choose
has-
how they look?
I don't.
Why did they become dinosaurs?
as they took too much.
Maybe
and
because they stole it, and maybe the woman that we saw, has it bestowed upon her willingly. The matter of
That's
the
just
gods is the matter of the gods. It's not like we're on first terms with many of them.
just a theory anyway. I just
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that kind of magic comes from just a regular person. There has to be some kind of divinity involved with that.
Aye,
As
or
the,
something worse.
As the party begins to pass a series of temples, each one of them kind of stands out in their own way. The first of which stands out to the whole party, as the name again eludes the party, as if it was part of the fall, or if this deity has received some version of a true death. However, the imagery is not lost on the party, as it is the exact same woman that was above the continent that Ambervale resides on, opposite the Phoenix King. The temple is lush. It's very clearly some form of nature deity in its prime, with pillars representing 4 different seasons, and a whole myriad of other like nature like scrawls across the temple.
And the pictures that we saw in the cave.
Yes,
Aye.
Okay.
the iconography is the same as the woman that was above the continent.
Oh yeah, because we didn't know her name in the cave either. We just knew like there was the Phoenix King and then like that lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Aye.
so this is her temple.
There she is again.
Huh.
The
Well-
next of the temples. I'm sorry.
Oh no! Please continue to
I mean-
explain it.
I was like, I guess we don't really have time to look around, huh?
I mean,
There will be time potentially to return to these, but for now, Scarlet like kind of continues walking. But if you have anything that you would like to investigate, roll, or things like that, feel free to.
I mean, I guess just a roll. I just want to see, like, when we walk past the temple, do I see anything, like, interesting? Like, monuments outside that say anything or anything like that?
Outside of this
one
temple
for the,
in particular?
Yeah.
And sorry, so what are you looking for?
Just, I guess just looking at the temple for the lady, that we were just talking about. Just seeing, like, if there's anything interesting that, like, give us any information, you know, on
Let's
the
get a
outside
perception
as we're walking by.
Which is a 2 for Epsilon. The only thing that stands out is that there is almost an exact the door you saw with that had the mural in the cave. That exact mural is depicting both sides. So there is the one of them like spinning above the continent, which is directly depicted here, and also the one that looms over Old Aurelian in like this heavy shadow.
As we're walking by, I'm just pointing at it like, look, it's that the murals are the same.
oh jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that too.
You know,
As,
not until I pointed it out. Don't lie, just to try to make me feel bad.
Can I roll
Okay.
an investigation on why this shadow is looming over Old Aurelian?
Sure. Let's get knowledge
That one.
history for you.
Cool. Knowledge history. Should we hang on?
I was gonna say we don't have to
Very
try to
nice.
make Epsilon.
That's a really good one. Let's pull. You know what? We haven't done one of these.
No,
Not a sidebar.
not the sidebar.
Who's
Fancy.
going into
Woohoo! Sidebar!
As you look at it and you like study it, you feel this piercing pressure like right between your eyes. You feel this like heaviness in your shoulders. You feel your stomach sink. And it's like for a second you're not standing where you were, and the only thing you can see is looking up into the sky and seeing utter anarchy. The visual, the visual, it's overwhelming. But what you are looking at is just this rain of magic and divinity and blood. And then you snap back to.
Whoa,
And let's return.
great.
Why is he on my face?
I don't know. He looked winded. I didn't know that could
What?
happen. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
Are you good?
Hey,
Ducky?
I'll be alright. Just a fragment of a memory.
Oh.
Blood
Oh.
and anarchy. As if it was fallen from the sky.
Is this the first time that's happened? Ever?
No. Not ever, but
I mean,
definitely
like,
in
if you
a long
remember and
while.
stuff, you get like little memory
Aye.
spices every now and then.
Just small bits. Sensations. What I saw, what was there. Smells. Nothing more. No need to focus on me at the moment.
I mean, you look like you
Yeah.
saw a ghost. Like you saw him in the mirror.
As the party continues walking, you see the next temple along your path, and this one doesn't stand out to Orlenna, Sequoia, or Tavish. But Epsilon, the second you look at it, you feel your bare feet cold on a mirrored tiled surface. And you're struck with visions of that nightmarish scene you saw when you rested but a few days ago. And flashes of that arachnoid woman.
Yeah, the spiders.
All of the statues seem to be different beasts and monsters, ghosts and ghouls, demons and devils, and all sorts of things. Though there does seem to be a few normal ones, just people, elves, dwarves, all sorts of things. And the shrine is to Marvina, the mother of monsters.
What
That's
all the
gonna be
giant spiders are for?
That's gonna be a no from me.
I'm getting itchy just looking at all the spiders.
A man does walk up to the party and kind of like ushers you to like continue moving and goes, "This isn't the place for you. I suggest you keep walking."
That sounds like a
You
good
have
idea.
pretty eyes.
You're right. This is not the place for me. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
liking all the big spiders everywhere. That's
No.
making me itchy.
The entire time the party is there, he stares down Epsilon. Like he doesn't like address the party. When he came and he spoke to Epsilon.
Do you know him,
No,
Epsilon?
I don't know him.
Sure. He don't look like he likes you very
let's
much.
get a miscellaneous roll for Epsilon, actually. A miscellaneous D20 roll.
Oh, that's interesting.
It was so close.
Oh no.
My sponsor, no.
Never mind.
Oh.
Dang.
Nope.
As the party continues to walk.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nothing. I was good. Can I? I mean, did we note? We obviously noticed the way he looked at him. Yes.
Is he
Yes,
still just
yeah.
looking at me?
Yeah.
Yes, the whole
Did I
time,
try to-
the whole time, like the party like walks, he just stands there glaring at Epsilon.
Can I roll for insight?
Of course. Insight check.
Can I do an
Okay.
aura check?
Ooh. We just don't trust this man.
We sure don't.
I don't trust him. His
Um,
side eye too strong.
the big
For
thing
real.
that you're getting is, while Epsilon may not know this person seems to know Epsilon. And then yes, let's get a nature roll for Sequoia.
Or
Sequoia. So this is spellcasting Earth.
Nope. That's definitely.
oh damn.
Nope. That's,
Yo,
Um,
I said no. Said no.
So I'm telling him like you might not recognize him, but he really seems like he recognizes you.
Can I
It
help
seems
you?
you got a great admirer friend in him, my friend. Oh, that sounds
Why are
so
you
bad.
looking at me like this?
Oh, okay. You just straight up
Oh, you
asked.
gonna
I
talk
like
to
it.
him?
I
Okay.
like it.
Yeah,
The
just
only thing I have
walk-
to say is that you don't belong. Continue your path. Your translators already left you.
Why does this feel racist? Let's go.
Steak eye.
Okay.
Okay, well, we don't have to talk to him. Let's just. He got nothing interesting to say.
He's over here like, they took our jobs. Let's go.
The
So we
last of the
catch up to the
temples.
translator.
The last of the temples on the path she leads you. Sorry. Is a set of temples that, for the most part, again, doesn't really call out to the party until not the deity's name reaches out, but Tavish. It's one of the demigod names. The temple is to the devil Sequoia,
Oh.
Fancy.
the devil of deals.
Oh nah.
Epsilon, you also feel drawn to this place once you.
No!
Um,
No!
you were able to kind of glance by this and go, some devil, whatever. But it's one of the demigods' names, Croupier. And it feels like it echoes in your head. Croupier. Why do I know that name? Why do I know that name? And you don't know where, you don't know how or why, but you know you've addressed that name before.
Creepy. Tavish would keep that to himself. He's got to remember that, but he's going to keep that to himself.
Oh.
Oh, so now we're not sharing with the class.
Sometimes it's like that.
Scarlet looks back and goes, anyone weaker willed shouldn't linger by this temple.
Oh. Shots fired.
Keep on trucking.
Absolutely.
I got
Oh,
one
God.
time. I stopped to look a little bit too long. It's like, oh,
It's gonna be like a moth to a flame apparently out here. Don't do it.
I might end up with a whole new house for us, y'all.
Okay.
And so the Scarlet leads you to a temple, and she goes, this is where I'm going to leave you. As it's a path that everyone needs to walk on their own.
Oh, Lord.
She points up the stairs, and the stairs themselves seem to go on for what looks like forever into the clouds. You will find a door. When you find it, you will enter. I do not suggest walking past it.
Walking past the door?
Is
These
that even an
are
option? It
the
doesn't look like
stairs of ascension. It is
Okay.
said that the worthiest may climb to its peak. And at its peak, you will become divine. But it is a perilous path. And your path is with the twins. And you will find them at their door.
Okay.
So their door is not all the way at the top. It just kind of, because that looks like it just goes up. So where's there going to be a door?
You'll
like,
see
off
a
to the
door
side?
when it is time to see a door.
Okay.
Thank you, Lady Scarlet. We'll take it from you.
Yeah, thanks.
I
Tavish
mean, we don't
begins
really
to
have a choice now, do we?
trudge up the steps.
Immediately as each one of you begins stepping up, going up the flight of stairs, it feels like you weigh 10 pounds heavier, and then it feels like you weigh 40 pounds heavier, and then you're having to walk with your hands on the stairs as well to pull yourself up each one as it feels like your body weight doubles, that your magic, any connection you have kind of wanes. Tavish, there are times where you just can't even move an arm for a second before it feels like it like reanimates to an extent, before finally, out of nowhere, like you're looking up, it was just stairs continuing. You're on like a platform, and as of almost like in a dreamlike sense, there's a door, and then there's just the stairs to continue.
That just doesn't even make any sense.
Well,
Hey,
Guess we're going in.
don't
I mean, she
think
did
that-
say don't go past the door. She
she
said go in
said
the door,
don't
so
pass it. Yeah, she did.
in we go.
Everyone goes through the door.
Yeah, I feel like Epsilon like looking a little bit, but he knows. Just get the sense that like the weight's
Is
gotta
there-
mean you're not worthy. You know what I mean? It's like
Is
just
there-
come on.
Is there
Close the
anything special
door.
about the door? Is it just a regular door?
It is like a temple door, so it fits like the features of this area, but it is for the most part a regular looking door, albeit
Right. No
very
identifying marks.
temple. Correct.
Okay.
Is this this sounds so weird to ask, but is this door apparent to everyone, or do only select individuals see this door?
All four of you see
That's
it.
fair.
Okay.
Doesn't sound weird at all.
It wouldn't make sense because if she said
You're just like, Epsilon, where are you going,
Arf.
bud? Epsilon, Epsilon.
Okay, I guess he
Oh.
found his door. I'll keep going till I find mine. You know, type of thing.
right,
No, but all four of you see this at the same time. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know how bad I wanted to go up there. I was like, this is got to be even
I
worse
guess-
than getting a crippling debt.
We don't know if it's the right door, but she said not to pass it, so
yeah, it is a door. She said when you see a door, go through the
It's
door.
I presume
All
that
those
this
instructions.
door is for something that all of us need to see. Let's do it.
can
And
anyone
Tavish
look
starts-
and check the magics?
I'm sorry. Did Tavish walk in?
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Tavish goes.
The doors open, and it's like a little like court-ish, like not a courtroom, but like a king queen's hallway up to two women sitting in chairs, and it's very elegant, very peaceful. Like the weight that all of you were experiencing lifts instantly as you walk in, and you don't feel like you've just exerted yourself. You feel replenished and renewed.
Are we stronger now, like Rock Lee?
No.
And I'm sorry.
No, really, like Rocky.
Sitting on the throne, if you will, across from you are two different women. They both stand up. The first one goes like, "Oh, hey, I was hoping you would be here soon."
Oh, hey girl.
You were
And,
expecting?
Of course I was. You were going to be here when you were going to get here. Can't be early. I'm Polly, and this is Crow. And she gestures to the other woman next to her, who's way more dour in her expression. She kind of glances at you.
Why are we all birds?
Right.
It's about time that you all made it here.
Oh.
Okay.
So, I take it that you're the heroes from Ambervale. No,
Correct.
Sequoia,
Yeah.
Tavish, and Epsilon.
Yes.
Hey,
Good. Do you know why you're here?
No.
You didn't come
No.
with a purpose.
We weren't told. We were just said that this
King.
is our mission.
to find out more. And to find out if mercy and maybe repentance is something that can truly be grasped.
When were we told that?
I don't know what he's talking about.
They asked us what we're searching for. Not what we've been sent to find, but what we each search for. That was the manner of your question. No?
Honestly, she was kind of asking both, but I like your answer.
Oh, I see.
So truth and repentance? Is that what you said, Tavish?
Aye. Truth and repentance.
I want truth too, but I want to know what happened to Hedera.
Oh, interesting. Lots of truth. Oh, there's so much deception in your lives. What about you, Orlenna?
What about me?
What are you here for?
I'm just trying to. I want to make sure that I am doing the right thing.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing what I need to do for my parents.
And Epsilon?
I'm trying to become a hero that legend could rival my father's.
Well, let's see into fate's foretold.
Oh.
She like waves her hand and half of a circle like lights up in front of the party, and then the other one waves her hand the other way much less enthusiastically. And it seems to like darken and like lose the ability to have color completely. So who wants to go first?
I guess Epsilon's gonna step forward.
I was about to say, it's either going to be one of us and we'll both step forward.
Epsilon, as you step into this this circle, you immediately feel like the churning in your stomach. Not a bad one, but something like awakening inside of you. Like your arcane energies begin to like naturally like manifest and bubble as you feel like you could cast to a level that has eluded you in the past. You've seen her, haven't you?
Like there's a chill, a chill goes down his spine when she says that. Like, don't even have to say yes.
And how do you feel about her?
Who was she?
Who's her? Who's her? What are we talking about?
I fear for what it means for, I guess, this land, this world.
What are we
Well,
talking about?
I can put your mind at ease. That's not in your pages.
Is that
However,
I want to find that company.
there's a web being weaved, and
Woven.
there are nuances in the interactions. Miss them if you don't pay attention. The other one begins to speak. A lot about being a hero is understanding how to read your environments. It's not always just about writing your own deeds. Sometimes it's about noticing others. And making sure that they have a next page to go to. I'm feeling that you've been reserved. Is that something that resonates with you?
Yes. No. I don't know. With fire magic, I've always have to hold back. Dangerous to cut loose. There's always other people around, or structures and people's things.
I know just the thing for you then, Epsilon. And she claps her hands together. The other one does it in complete unison, but her hands are like upside down. Bracers begin to form around like your wrists. They are incredibly ornate. They're bright silver, and they're these coiled, like dragon-looking, like creatures that start all the way up to the top, and then their head rests like on the top of your hand, and the neck and head of the dragon can articulate with your wrist.
Oh.
And 2 red gems for each of their eyes. You'll find that this can help you with control.
Thank you.
And let's get a miscellaneous dice roll for Epsilon real quick.
Please.
Okay.
Is acceptable? Acceptable?
I was terrified of that
You
one.
feel a like energy like rush and course through your veins as like it feels like some of this arcane energy that you're feeling more awakened and alive in your body like is gonna stay with you even after you leave this circle.
Like stands up straighter. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say to you, Epsilon, is that be aware of kindred spirits. There are forces at play that will involve the pages of your story.
Okay.
I think we
Thank
lost
you.
you there.
Just saying, just repeating, just beware of kindred spirits. Okay. Thank you.
Who would step into the circle next?
Tavish will look at Sequoia. I was about to say, Tavish would look at Sequoia and Orlenna to like see if either one of them make a move to go, and if not, Tavish is gonna walk in.
I was kind of like gonna like. I was looking over at you. I'm like, Tavish, you going or am I going? Just. Can
That's up
everybody
to
else
you.
hear what it is that the twins are saying, like when the person's in the circle?
Yes, everyone they are
Okay.
speaking publicly.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So, I'll go.
Go for it.
You step into the circle, and you have a similar feeling to Epsilon. A deeper magic kind of like bubbling within inside you. Only you can definitely tell that it is related to that feeling you had on the outside of the forests when you felt the spirit of Hedera like washing over you. An orphan, daughter of Hedera, the Ambervalian one, I believe. Yeah.
Ambervalian one. What? Is there
Were
another?
you not aware of that?
No. The
There are a
Ambervalian one.
few.
There's an what?
There are a few, yes. Actually, There are more than one just on that continent.
Are they're all my Hedera?
I don't know if I would say you're Hedera, but in a sense they are. In a more eternal sense they are.
So she's not gone?
She's beating around the bush. The Hedera that raised you, that one's gone. Well, you know where she is right now. And kind of like gestures to your like midsection.
She's here?
That's about all that's left of her, as far as I can tell.
Well, what happened to her?
The mystery isn't so much of a mystery. I think you already know what happened to her. The politicking of mortals can be brutal.
But I just need to hear it. I need to know what they did and how.
It wouldn't be right coming from me. But what I can say is, if you go to, and she describes a place like in the under ruins of Ambervale. If you go there, there will be someone that can help you.
Okay. Anything else?
She looks over. Sorry. She looks over. She looks over you, and they both clap their hands again. And let's get a miscellaneous dice roll for Sequoia.
I don't like that.
She's like, be good, please. Shit.
Ah, that 18 was right there.
You feel like a tremor across your body, and you do feel like some of this enhanced energy is going to stay with you. But your mind's kind of so racing and like this feeling of like I want to get back to Ambervale. I want to, I want to do all of these things. That you're like not fully paying attention to it and feel like you don't let it like sink in as much. Oh, and also, I don't know if you want to give it to that nice shelter you're working with or to the mud fort, but doing deeds is clearly important to you. So do take this. And she, like, a basket, like an empty basket, like appears like in your hands, and she explains how that basket will make any fruit put into it basically edible.
Oh.
It'll save millions of lives in the mud fort. Millions.
Millions.
All those poor, orcs out there eating stuff they ain't supposed to be eating.
Right.
That one poor orc.
Thank
Genetic
you.
human that tried to eat the mud fruit and just.
Of course.
He's an orc. He was an orc.
Trails turn to damn
I
jello.
said genetic human. That's why I said genetic human. Because orc is the way of life.
Don't insult them.
And who would step into the circle next?
It's just like, can I go again?
Now.
Go ahead. Go ahead. He's dying to go in there.
Next.
Tavish means you.
I am, but I'm also afraid of what I'll hear.
Good.
Who said good?
And as you, oh, did we lose you? Nope. We got you, Tavish. You here?
Just
Wait,
got
he
me back.
looks
Okay.
Just got me back.
As you step into the circle, you feel like your whole body just go completely limp, Like
Oh,
the
nah.
whatever like keeps you just is gone, and you like before you like hit the ground, you begin to like levitate in place, and Polly like has her hand up, like, oh, that would have been embarrassing.
Oh.
Just a
Done.
wee little bit.
Here, let me help. And a like chair kind of like forms underneath you for you to like sit in. Truth and repentance. But the problem is you don't know why you need to repent, Tavish.
No, I don't. But I think I might.
Oh? Well, what's your speculation?
I did something that caused a death. Maybe even a true death. Didn't I?
Well, sadly, that's not for me to tell. But I have a strong feeling you're going to see your way soon, Tavish. And for what it's worth, and like of will not your own, your head like flops the other direction, and you're looking at Sequoia. The two of you are way closer than either one of you possibly realize.
Me and
what
Tavish?
do you mean by that?
That's not my part of the story to tell.
Aye.
And they clap their hands together again, and let's get a miscellaneous roll for Tavish.
Okay.
You would
Not
note
yet.
that for the first time in a while, you kind of feel the moisture of sweat in your armor. Not massively, not majorly, but just the slightest tingle of actual sensation, like across your skin, as you feel yourself get just a little like sturdier. And there's an element to even in this where you can like shakily like lift your hands of like your own accord.
What did you do?
It's not what we did, Tavish. It's what you are. We're just helping tell your story. And also, your armor looks ridiculous.
Oh, shit.
And she like waves her hand over, and your armor like buffs out, and for a second it's just blindingly like white until it becomes this like mirrored, prismatic, like shifting colors, like that type of, you know what I mean, like where it's like it's like one color, but as like you like move it, it like seems to change color. I forget what that's called. Can't remember.
However.
But anyway,
I think pearlescent.
Like
I'm sorry.
holographic.
Yeah, kind of
Like-
exactly.
Prismatic.
And so it's a very like cold steel look, but as like you like shift that, like you'll see like different colors kind of like ripple across the armor from reds to greens to yellows to all that kind of stuff, but it still has that heavier steel look to it in general.
Thank you.
In the days to come, Tavish, you're gonna start to see a way unfolding. Make sure you pay attention to it. Otherwise, there will not be repentance for you.
I will do what I can, Lady Crow.
Trust me, there are things much worse than death in this life.
I don't know how it gets much worse than having a second one.
You'll find out if you miss your way.
Oh,
Thank you.
And the chair like slides its way out of the circle, and you feel yourself like, whew, I can walk. Well,
Fancy
Orlenna.
Okay. Oh, I just have to step into the circle.
Yeah.
All right. So she steps into the circle.
As you step into the circle, you don't feel this positive sensation washing over you. You feel quite the opposite. You feel your dreams, you feel your nightmares, you feel them like raging inside of you. It feels like violent and awful inside the circle.
That sounds terrible.
So, you know if you're doing the right thing. What do you mean by the right thing? Morally, objectively, personally.
If this is the right path that I need to take to meet my goal.
You're on the right path for that, then. You'll find that some things are closer than you expect. You all got here by Angwin's portal magic, did you not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ever-shifting serpent never ceases his work. I'm sure he'll be done in short order with his end of whatever arrangement you have with him. You didn't ask me about it, but I will say, if you're wondering if you're morally doing the right thing, well, I think there's someone you could ask about that.
Who could ask about that?
You feel yourself like forcibly turned around,
Okay.
and you're looking at Sequoia.
Okay.
Got something you want to ask me?
Apparently, I'm supposed to ask you if I am morally doing the right thing, but I'm not sure how you could answer that.
I don't know either. What'd you do that might question your morals?
I don't know.
I feel like if I had popcorn, if Epsilon had popcorn, he'd be eating popcorn right now.
Just like make some fire in your hand and make your own popcorn like it was an ear of corn. What's going on with you, Orlenna? There's something that you're not telling.
There's nothing
Would
going
you,
on with me.
Let's get a roll for both of these two. Let's get an insight check for Orlenna, or for Sequoia rather, and they have a 1 in that. And let's get a deception check for Orlenna that has a 1 in that as well. So 2 1s going at it.
It's just
I'm
a
sorry?
one for real.
She's like, I'm gonna be able to
That's
lie
on
better.
you.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought I
Not good enough. Not good enough.
I'm over here like
The
I
now
have a 2, but okay.
weird on
More
my
not or
cheat
much,
sheet.
but-
Cheat sheet It goes 1. We'll have to get that fixed. Not a big deal. As you know, Orlenna doesn't say anything specifically, but you can tell that like everything she says a little bit of a half truth, or like that you're like you just feel that there's something there she's not saying. But before you have the chance to like try to like continue the conversation, Orlenna is turned around, and the other Polly begins to speak, saying, "Sadly, these magics don't last forever, so you'll have to speak on your own terms. And these dreams you've been having, Orlenna, it is hunting you, you know that. And you, I guess, in a manner of speaking. If you are to go through with what you're pursuing, make sure you're honest with your friends. You're going to need them. Each one of you. The place you have to go, if this is to be completed, is not the most friendly. But it is a place where I see your pages going. It's a place of deeds." And she looks at Epsilon. "It's a place of truth." And she looks at Tavish. "It's a place where echoes might be seen and found." And she looks at Sequoia. "And of course, Orlenna, it's where you need to go." Now let's get a miscellaneous dice roll for Orlenna.
Miscellaneously.
Oh my god.
Terribly.
I thought that was going to be bad.
Oh my! It just keeps wiggling. I was wondering if it was going to like pop over. You do feel some of the weight and violence like shift away as you kind of like calm and find a sense of clarity.
That's nice.
And so, Orlenna, I'll ask you, do you want something for you, or do you want something for others?
Something for me or something for others?
Mm-hmm.
What others?
Neither one of them answer. They just
Of course
await
they
an
don't.
answer.
One of those moral questions.
Mm.
And which one do you want? For you or for others?
But it doesn't necessarily mean it could be good for others either, so I don't know. Something for others.
I knew she would pick that one. And they clap their hands again, and in your hand is this just like a needle with a thread on it, and that there will stitch and sew forever. It's basically near infinite triage.
Oh, snap. You know, I don't know if I found myself in a place where I could use this, but maybe when we travel again, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Sure. It'll come in handy.
I'm sure.
Still a lot of
All the
wounded
fights
people
we
in the
get
mud
into,
for it.
you know. I mean, all the fights that we
Does
get
it
into,
only... Does it sew anything?
I mean, most things.
Okay. Well, thank you. None of y'all said thank you.
I did. I said thank you a couple
Thank
times.
you.
I talked to Sequoia.
I think I was just in shock.
There's an event coming up. We know it as the Fulcrum. It is a moment of change. It's a moment of choice. And it's going to come down to each one of you to make a difference. Balance is something that is very achievable. It's going to be in your deeds in which balance is sowed. So, good luck. Yeah! I believe in all of you. I think it'll be great, and I think you'll do a wonderful job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lady Polly.
We'll
Thank you, Lady
definitely
Thank you
try.
for
I'm sure we'll
everything.
definitely try.
But, without further ado, I guess we'll let Ankwin's pesky portal in here for you, so you can return. And perhaps maybe you'll have enough time to see contracts fulfilled, Epsilon.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
Dang. Dang.
And
Got you.
the portal opens. This time, it is not shing and bending. It is a perfect Anguin portal.
Okay.
Egg-shaped.
I do
Oh.
hope you all come back sometime.
I
Yeah.
would love to come
Hey.
back.
We'll
I
definitely
hope
try.
that we.
If we
I
can
do
figure
hope
out
that
how to
our
get back
paths-
here again.
Yeah.
I do hope that our paths cross again.
I'll be back one day when I'm worthy.
You gonna try to keep climbing?
You can't show me an infinite staircase and not tell me to try to climb it. Yes.
Like what?
And so the party does step back through.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the party steps back through, awaiting around them is Anguin, Neophytos, Aegis, Darian, Quet, a whole slew of the Honor Guard, and the King.
Oh,
Why are so many people here?
what is
Hey guys, what's going on?
As the party emerges. See, I told you, didn't I? Look at them. They've returned vastly different than they left. Each one of them is exuding something new and different. And like all of them are like looking over the party. You seem to be onto something, Darian. This is something most impressive. These heroes were not this before. They were something of a caliber sent to mere things like the mudflats and the mudhills. But I think you're right. They should too be the ones to head their way into the mud fort and be our eyes and ears within the capital of that land. And these shifting shadows that we're hearing in our eastern borders, perhaps they too shall be sent there. Darkness looms on the horizon. If there is to be a dawn, if there is to be days in which children frolic and families prosper, it'll be on the backs and sweat of heroes like you. Deeds foretold will happen. Achievements will be crowned. Good. And he looks over to a scribe. Though this may be rash, tell the masonry to start on some new statues. I want these to be ready for when their deeds are met. For I am a believer now
Oh.
that these heroes may be the ones to carve the way forward. Keep up the good work, adventurers. And Aegis grabs the shoulder of the king, and him, Neophytos, Aegis, Neophytos, and the king, and most of the honor guard.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Well, that was cool. We're gonna be statues.
Anguin approaches.
Are they going to be life size?
No,
You make mine taller.
Maybe they'll put you
Anguin
on a
approaches
pedestal.
Orlenna. So, it would seem that we're ready. My side of what we need has been completed. So, when you're ready to venture into the grey, we can.
Okay.
What?
Just looking at Orlenna like, huh?
What's he talking about? What is it? What's the gray?
Oh. Secrets, I see. I'll let you inform your party of the tasks that you may need some assistance with. And he begins to stride away.
Yeah, what's this task you might need help with?
I
Y'all
can
was
say
giving me
that.
all this. Y'all was giving me all this grief about not telling y'all about my contract, but then all of a sudden, Anguin talking about that you're gonna need our help. What's this?
Yeah.
First of all,
No.
didn't give you any grief
Rejected
about
that.
that. Just told you that it was a stupid decision you made.
That's grief.
But yeah. Not about not telling us, because you know what? That's whatever. But I think it has to do with my parents.
What did he mean by
I
his
feel-
part of it was done?
Is there
He's trying to
something-
help me. He's trying to help me get to them.
So then what was your part? What did you do?
Did you lose them?
They, as far as I know, they died. That's the whole reason I've been out here. Something killed them, but left me behind. And I've been trying to, I don't know if I can save them, but I've been trying to avenge them this entire time. So what they're telling me, what Polly and Crow back there said was hunting me, is what I'm seeing in my dream. It sounds like it's the same thing that killed them. So he's been trying to help me get to them, because I know that they're no longer here, but I can still feel them. And he showed, and I feel like wherever they are, they're in trouble. And whatever this thing is that is hunting me, that apparently I am hunting it, he's trying to help me get to it so I can help them.
Do you mind if I ask a question then? Not doubting the nobility of your own sentiment. But what does he get out of it? Forgive me if I state plainly that his nature is as clear as his face, but I doubt he's doing it out of generosity.
He said something about his mentor. He died, or he was killed in an accident. He was in an accident, so he's looking for him. At least that's what he told me.
Seems a little fishy.
A little
Doesn't strike me
snappy.
as the.
Not-
He does not strike me as the sentimental type.
No, he made it seem like that his mentor was one. He made it seem like he was more powerful than him, and the way he died, it didn't even have anything to do with magic. Like, something collapsed and fell on top of him, and he was smashed in the rocks, and that's how he died. And I guess he didn't. I don't know. He made it sound like it didn't seem like it was fitting. I don't know. So I don't know. He's trying
So
to
what,
help
he wants
him.
to bring him back so we can kill him properly?
No,
That seems like something that
Or-
Snake would do.
he doesn't want to kill
To
him.
bring him back to gain his power.
And then kill him. In a way befitting of a powerful magic guy. Mage,
I don't.
magician,
Won't.
what is it?
Well, I may not trust him. This is a lot of effort just to bring somebody back to kill. I'm presuming this has taken effort and has not been easy to do.
Yeah, what all does it take to have to try to bring somebody back from the dead?
I've been looking for an herb that I guess I didn't know exactly what it was going to help me do, but I knew that I needed it to find them, to help them. And he got the herb for me. So he was trying to help me figure out a way to use it to get to them.
What's the herb?
Reaper root?
You got a Reaper root?
Can I roll a history check to know to see if I have any knowledge on what the heck the Reaper root is?
I mean, we barely had knowledge of it. Like, my dad was like researching it, and he had like next to no notes on this shit. But you
But I
can
feel
try.
like Sequoia would know what it is because
Tavish
of
is
Hedera.
from a different time. Who knows?
I
what he
don't think
knows?
I don't know if Hedera knew what it was. I
I
never
Like,
mentioned
time
it.
capital.
I didn't know what it was called, so I never mentioned it. Apparently, it's
Yeah.
rare.
So the thing you would be familiar with, Sequoia, is not necessarily with it in like it specifically, as there are still plants and fauna that you are unfamiliar with, but you do like it has this like this feeling of like that's not just like a flower like roses, like they just grow.
Yeah.
Like that is probably one of the more like magically intertwined plants that has a very, very specific growth pattern.
Yeah, because it made it seem like it only grew like this time on like this mountain. Like, it was crazy.
How did he manage to get a Reaper root? That's not very easy to come by.
He said that someone, don't know who, had brought it into town. That someone had brought it into town, and they were going to use it. They found it. I don't think they even knew what it was, and they were going to try to use it in, I think it was a cooking competition.
They were gonna
All I
cook
know-
with the Reaper root.
That's what I was told, but I don't think they knew what it was.
Would not have gone over well.
So
Reaper roots are really hard to use, though. They usually require some extra, like, source of magic in order to get it to utilize its own magic properties. But
I
like
think
a
that's-
lot of magic.
If
I don't.
you don't mind my interjection, this is Darian speaks.
Oh,
Oh, you
I didn't know they were still here. You thought they left.
No, Darian was not with with any of the King's group. So no,
Just hiding in the
is
shadows over in the corner listening to
He is-
everything.
still just
Funny
standing
shit.
here.
I could
That's
not
funny as
tell
hell.
if that was Angwin's voice or Darian's voice difference at the moment. I was like, oh man, we have
There
been
was no
talking
hiss.
so
There
much
was no
smack about
hiss.
this man right in front of me.
What are you talking about? No. If you don't mind my interjection, for what it's worth, I understand the plight of parents. If there's assistance I can offer, then it's my assistance you'll have, Orlenna.
I appreciate it, because I I feel like, I don't know. I guess I feel like I owe them, and that's why I've been trying to do this.
Stand.
I
Well-
understand that feeling completely, Orlenna.
He like puts his hand out like in a gesture of like, you know, like the hand stack kind of thing.
Oh.
You'll have my
Mhm.
magics.
And mine.
Epsilon puts his hand into the hand stack.
Oh, okay. This is what we're
You
doing
gauntlet.
now. We're gonna
Dragon
put
just
it
looking
in.
at you.
Alright. I forgot about
Gleaming.
that!
The drip just gleaming everywhere. It's so icy you can't see.
Alright, well, I feel like I have to put my hand in there now. He's doing this for me.
Tavish will
Is
put
that,
his hand
yeah,
in
I see you. Yes, I don't know. What's up?
So I was just like,
Tavish,
ugh. Don't hurt us.
So he puts his hand in.
yeah. As I was once told, sometimes you have to help lambs rise to be lions. If my blade can do your will, then we'll try.
You always say the most interesting things.
I don't understand what he says half the time. But okay, Ducky.
It's okay.
I guess I'm in because I just want to know what you're doing with the Reaper root. Because I want to know how they got it to work. It's just I have questions and no one ever wants to answer them, so I guess I'll come along. See if I can figure them out myself.
Well then, we are in accord. We'll see Orlenna's quest fulfilled. And he like presses his hand down a little bit, and you feel like a magic course through each one of your hands as you feel bound to this accord.
Ooh.
Whoa,
I
this
didn't-
is
whoa,
suddenly I feel like
fancy.
I have been
You making a magic
bamboozled,
wand?
hoodwinked.
Fancy.
Hoodwinked. How
Of
many
course,
times
the
have
guy
Orlenna
who's-
done contractually bound people to help her now? This is twice now. Get this bullshit ass contract. How many
Look,
parties
hey,
have done this?
hey.
This is not even the second time, I'm sure, that you had a contract written up for some motherfuckers like this. You've done this in the past. This is your MO now. I see. This is what you do.
This is
I don't know
not
how
the
you got
first
my
party,
mentor in here,
nor
too.
the second, nor the last.
Was that
I have-
all in character? I'm sorry, I
No,
gotta
hell
ask
no.
that question.
Hell
No.
no. Hell no.
Okay.
But
Just wanted to
I-
make certain.
If-
uh-oh.
Sorry? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, well, no, if he's, I can wait till he finished. Go ahead.
If the gray is where we're going, I have some spells to prepare, but I will be ready in a few days.
What's the gray? What's the gray?
It's more commonly known as purgatory these days, but the gray is an older term for it. So, we will be in the land of the Reapers.
Makes sense.
Make sure you're ready.
Reaper root.
I have a question because I don't recall.
Mhm.
And it's bad because I feel like I need to rewatch it. But I have a question about something, and I don't even know if you remember, something that happened in the first episode, in that very first sidebar.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let me go rewind the tape back real quick.
I know, right? I should have watched it. Was Darian in the mirror?
No, he was not.
Okay.
Hey, good job, Adam.
Is he still here?
But, what? Is Darian still here?
Just
Yeah.
fades into the shadows and
Yes.
we don't know.
No,
it.
he's still here.
Okay. Okay. So I have things. And okay. So, but I have to say, guys, when we first got here, when I went to meet with Angwin, he has this fancy mirror in his office. and this is fancy mirror. I don't know if it tells like the future or a future, a possibility. I'm not sure, but it looks as though we were somewhere, and I could hear my parents. I could see the monster, and we were not looking good. It didn't end well for us. But I have a feeling, or at least I hope, that Darian being here and being on board may have changed this outcome because he wasn't there. So hopefully he wasn't there.
Do we have our new cool stuff?
Did they have their new cool stuff?
You can't recall.
I can't recall.
But with that, with the talk of the mirrors, the accord being reached, it does draw this session to an end. Where the party will go next, who knows? But one thing I can tell you is that we will have a session on the 15th, and the first of the one-offs will begin to be will be planned. So the 15th is the next session, and when the one-off will happen will be figured out soon, and we'll make sure we make that information obtainable. But until then, until the story continues, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it was live or you're watching this after it's aired. You mean a lot. We like you, we love you, and you have a great time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Still alive.
We're still alive.